Hello everyone, my name is Alpha. Welcome to plummysims and welcome to another speed build. I hope you are all doing well and having such a wonderful day. So today we are building in the world of Montgomery, and today we're building a kind of like a Japanese kind of like traditional contemporary family home, if that makes any sense. And this is the park lot that was built by Deli or Deli Gracie, if you know her. And I've never built anything on this lot before because this is a really cool lot. And I know the houses next door are very traditional Japanese. At least that's what I saw. So the only reason why I built something like this was I've been binge watching Detective Conan, or I think it's called Case Closed, if I'm not mistaken, in Europe and US, I think. So I will put the poster of that anime. I think it's one of my most favorite anime ever from Japan, of course. And I've been loving it since I was like 7 or 6 even. So it's been almost 20 years since the first time I watched that series on my local TV, of course. And it's basically like a Sherlock Holmes type of anime, but it's totally different from Sherlock Holmes too. So I've been so obsessed with that anime, Detective Conan or Case Closed. And I just really love when they show this kind of like a regular house, like where they have a case there. So I've been very inspired by that, so I decided to build a kind of like traditional house in Montgomery. I don't think I've built anything very traditional before. It's not like very traditional, but it leans towards that. And another new thing for me on this build was using tiles on the exterior. I think it's very rare for me to use tiles on the exterior. I think tiles are commonly used for bathroom or maybe kitchen, but today I put it on the exterior part of the house. And if you notice any difference with my video, I think this is my first time recording using Reshade, and I think the Reshade that I used was Kaleidoscope, I think, by Okruee. I have a link to download it on the description box below in case you want to do that, but I just turned off the MXAO settings. So it's basically a kind of like a depth setting that make your game looks a bit more shadowy, if that makes any sense. So I turned that part off because it makes my PC so laggy, and I just don't like how it kind of looks very muddy, if that makes any sense. So I don't really like that while I record, but for screenshots I really love MXAO setting. I think it's one of the most common setting when you use Reshade, so I decided to turn that off while recording, but for a screenshot I decided to still keep that on. So this house is actually kind of small. You only have 2 bedrooms and 2.5 bathroom, I think, if I'm not miscount. Yeah, I think it is. So you have 2 kind of like living room, or actually one of them are kind of like a multi-purpose, both for living and dining room. But on the ground level we have the kotatsu table there, so it's kind of like a multi-purpose between living and dining. I also put another living space on the second floor, so it's basically a kind of like a formal living space, or like basically a seating space. But this one was highly inspired by one of the house that I saw on that series or that anime. I totally forgot which episode was it, because it has more than like 700 of episodes, which are ridiculous because that's a lot. And speaking of, it's been like there for, I don't know, like at least 15 years. and still exists up until now. It really means something to me, and I learned so much from that anime. I think the only way for me to learn about new cultures, or I don't know, like language or anything, was from movies and from songs. And I've never been to Japan before, but I'd love to. But I think I know just a little portion of Japan from anime that I watched since I was very young, like 5 years old. So anyway, at first I wanted to do this kind of like a full like no platform area on the entryway and the living/dining, but I realized every single Japanese house has this kind of like a multi-level platforms, if that makes sense. So I decided to do that with the entry. So the entry is kind of like the same level with the like outdoor main entrance, if that makes sense. But the living space has a bit higher space, and actually from what I learned from Doraemon, which is another it's not anime, but it's like a, I don't want to say cartoon, but I will put it on the screen if you don't know what it is, because I grew up watching those two, like Detective Conan or Case Closed and Doraemon. So I think it's only common in Asia, if I'm not mistaken, because I know there are not a lot of resources in like western part of the world, like in the US and Europe, to kind of like watch those animes, I think, but I might be wrong. So if you don't know what Doraemon or Case Closed or Detective Conan is, I will put every single reference on the screen in case you want to learn about that, and I highly suggest you to watch that. Very, very entertaining, and it's so fun. So anyway, what I learned from both movies, I'll just call them movies, they have, or Japanese, like regular Japanese house has this kind of like an alleyway where you have this kind of staircase, and all of the rooms are kind of separated by the alleyway. So you have like living space on the main, like near to the main entrance, and you also have the kitchen on the back area of the main entrance, if that makes sense. So yeah, I tried to mimic that, but since this house has weird shapes, and this is a tiny, it's not tiny by any means, but it's a smaller house, I really can't kind of like mimic that or replicate that in this house, but I tried to. And also another thing that I learned from those movies are they also have like a regular living space, not only the one that has kotatsu table. And most of the kotatsu table, or the room that has kotatsu table, has the kind of like a warmer thing, like, you know, that warmer box thing from Snowy Escape. And I didn't use that on this build. I might to add that later on, but I'm not sure. So yeah, anyway, we are now on the like second story, and this is the kind of like another sitting space, and I try to make it very cozy and warm. And we only have a living space with a TV on the ground level, so I think it's fine. This one is just a kind of like a living space, and on this level I decided to do a kind of separated bathroom, which is very common in Japan. And I've been wanting to build something using the, what is that, like the hot tub, but Japanese hot tub, if that makes sense. What is that? Oh my god, I totally forgot the name, but that thing, like the bigger version of hot tub, I'm not sure what the name is, and I totally forgot about that, but I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. And I didn't put it on this build. I don't know, I think it's just such a massive item, and I don't know how to blend it with this house, so I decided not to. But anyway, we have this kids bedroom over here. So this is a kind of like a bigger teens bedroom, or I don't know, like a kid's bedroom, but definitely not the toddler bedroom, because you don't have a toddler bed. And I don't know, I barely put toddler bed on any of my builds, so I think the reason was we don't have like cute toddler beds besides the one that came from Eco Lifestyle. I think it's so adorable, but I need more. And because of that, I decided just to do a kind of like a regular, simple, like green themed kids bedroom. And now we are on the third level, I think. So you have two balconies here, so the one that in the second story and the third story, and we only have a bathroom, like two separate bathroom, like toilet and the shower tap thing. So we also have a master bedroom over here and a balcony. That's it. This is such a very simple house, but it took me forever to finish because the weird shape. And somehow if you use platform on the first story, on the second story it will mimic this kind of like a harsh shadow. I don't know what caused that, but it happens on any of my builds, especially that I use platform as the foundation, if that makes sense. So I cut a lot of parts where I dealt with that issue. So I hope you're okay with that, and that's why I didn't show the kind of like a floor plan process, because the harsh shadow is a mess. And anyway, we are now basically just finishing up the bathroom over here. So I decided to put a kind of like a tap and a shower here. I think I used the Snowy Escape shower, which I still love, but if I had to pick one, I would go with the Discover University one. It's still one of my most favorite, and I really want to have another open shower like that, like the standalone shower, but that doesn't look like that. So like the one that you can find in kind of more like expensive hotels, if that makes sense. So I really want to do that. The one that, you know, like from the ceiling, if that makes sense. I know I'm bad with explaining something, but I hope you know what I mean. So anyway, we are now on the exterior part of the house, and we're just basically putting up some more lanterns because I really like how this house looks at night. It looks so adorable, and the lighting makes it more dramatic, and it's just really fun. So anyway, we just have to finishing up the exterior just a little bit here and there, and we'll be moving on to the screenshots. So if you want to download this build, this has been up on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is elfathiera, or under the hashtag plummysims, or simply tap the download link in the description box below. It will bring you to my Ko-fi website, and I put every single direct links to bring you to either the gallery or the tray files, whichever you preferred, because I just don't want to have a ton of links on the description box below, but it's totally free, so you're welcome. And yeah, I think that is it. I really hope you did enjoy this video, and if you do, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Also make sure to be subscribed to the channel if you haven't already, and if you'd like to, you could also ring the bell so you'll be notified every single time I upload a new video. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to wrap this voiceover right now. Thank you so much for joining me today and supporting my channel. Enjoy the rest of the screenshots, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!